Oh, yes. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
What's up, everybody? My name is Joy. This is Game Center Crown, and I received a bunch of requests to do Bloodborne, so we doing Bloodborne. Make our character really quick here. I'll probably speed through this. And we are going to name him. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. We are going to name him Cecil after the host of Welcome to Night Vale. That's the rationale I'm going to give for that. So, yeah. Let's get started with our guy here. We are Cecil, our gender is male, age is young, and our origin is lone survivor. Just to kind of show you these classes real quick, you can start as Milquetoast. You had an ordinary happy upbringing. All attributes are average. We're going to go with lone survivor, which is a lone survival of a lost hamlet. High life essence and vigor. You can also choose troubled childhood, which says suffered misfortune in youth, highly resilient as a result. Violent past, a terribly violent past, rash but stronger for it. A professional is a born specialist fit for sleuthing or academia. A military veteran, experienced in war, a soldier with strength and skill. A noble scion is a scion to a respectable line with a faith in your pedigree. A cruel fate, face terrible hardships but now confident in your purpose. And a waste of skin. You are nothing, talentless, you shouldn't have been born. Waste of skin is essentially the counterpart to the deprived class in Dark Souls. So now we are finished, we have made our contract. Let us begin, shall we? Finalize the contract. Oh man. I love this game a lot. And I have a way better handle on the lore with this game since there's only one game. Than I do Dark Souls. But this is also the first FromSoft game I'd ever played. And I'm coming fresh out of Dark Souls 3, so excuse me while I kind of get a handle on the controls here.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
And after that hellacious fever dream, we wake up in Yasefka's clinic. Not necessarily naked, but definitely afraid. We can also get a kind of look at this arm here. Has the remnants of an IV bandage from our arm because we just received a blood transfusion of Yarnum blood. And we were told, like, we came here seeking pale blood, is all we know up to this point. And on a table over here, handwritten scrawl, seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. The fuck does that mean, man? This game is awesome. I love it. And I know the lore, I would say, very well. And I own the guides for both the main game and the DLC, which we will be going to. So, yeah, it's bound to be a lot of fun. Just not open from this side. As you can see, we are weaponless. We have nothing except our attire, which... this is the Hunter's Mark. Sacrifice all blood echoes and awaken anew. Blood echoes are to Bloodborne as souls are to Dark Souls. A dangling upside down rune etched in one's mind. Symbol of a hunter. By focusing one's thoughts on this rune, a hunter loses all blood echoes but awakens afresh as if it were all just a bad dream. So runes are similar to rings in Dark Souls. They have different properties as you put them on. Up in the upper right hand corner we have 420 blood echoes. That's what that is. And underneath we have an eyeball with 0. That eyeball stands for insight. And we don't have any insight yet. We are afraid. Also, just a quick disclaimer. If that cutscene in the beginning wasn't enough of an indication, if you are somebody who is squeamish at the sight of blood, if you do not like body horror, if you do not like elements of Victorian horror, or horror in general, this is not the game for you. So, I bid you adieu if you want to back out now. But for those of you that want to stick it out, let's go. And quite a few of you did. Quite a few of you asked me to play this. And I was really glad, because I'm like, Bloodborne, you know, it's maybe a year or so old at this point. Does anybody really want to see another playthrough of this? And quite a few of you said yes, so we're going to get into it. I'm also going to try and keep these episodes a little bit shorter. We'll see how I do with that, because I was really getting close to like hour-long episodes with the Dark Souls 3 playthrough, and I realized not everybody has that amount of time. So this is our little tutorial section. Attack. Right now we're just karate chopping. You can also... Yeah, pressing L1 lets you kind of do the transform state of your weapons in this game, and for us it's making a double fist sort of weapon. You can lock on and release target. I know all this, so I'm probably just going to jump in. And we can see something nasty over yonder. Hey, friend. Oh, God. You can see how very little damage we're doing to this guy. Ooh, we did 7 on that one. There's really no point in fighting this guy. It's actually better to die to him, but I just want to show that it is... Oh, maybe I will die. That it is possible to fight him if you want. It's not necessarily smart, but you can do it. Ooh, got us that time. I'm trying to, get a critical on him, but I don't think he's gonna let me. This is a very stamina-based game. It's very quick. It rewards aggression. So, a little bit different than Dark Souls, where it encourages patience, I would say, more. Aw, you should let me have the critical. Oh, I'm probably gonna... Yep, there I go. Oh well, we put up a decent fight. You died. Yes, the you died screen makes a comeback. I say it was better to die to that guy you don't necessarily, you know, have to fight him, and it is actually best to maybe run from him if you don't have a weapon. But check this out, since we died. We into Hunter's Dream. So this is similar to a Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1, really. Or I guess it's Majula in Dark Souls 2. But it acts similarly to the Nexus in Demon Souls as well. This is just kind of your place for a little bit of everything that you need to progress. So here we find an abandoned doll. She's important. And here, and I say it's, you know, we should just die to this guy, because as soon as you die and come to the Hunter's Dream, or when you activate a lamp, it's not a bonfire in this game, it's a lamp, because it's the Victorian times. We've moved past fire. We can have gas lamps now. These little guys, these little messenger guys, accept a gift from messengers. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. Saw Cleaver is just sort of your middle of the road one. That's the one I'm going to choose. The Hunter's Axe is a strength-based weapon, and the Threaded Cane is more of a dexterity weapon. There are significantly less level up sort of complications in this game. You'll see there's Vitality, Endurance, Strength, Skill, Blood Tinge, and Arcane. That's all you need to worry about, where in Dark Souls there's a million more. But just to sort of read some of the lore on this. One of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by hunters on their duties. Sufficiently deadly as a rigid bladed cane, but also serves as a whip when its blade is split into many. Concealing the weapon inside the cane and flogging the beast with the whip is partly an act of ceremony, an attempt to demonstrate to oneself so that the bloodlust of the hunt will never encroach upon the soul. So it's like a flagellation type thing. So yeah, this is a cane, and you can use it as sort of a stabbing rapier motion, or you can transform it into a bladed whip, which is pretty cool. It's very good for ranged attacks if you're kind of scared to get up close to people. The Hunter Axe is one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used on the hunt. It retains the qualities of an axe, but offers a wider palette of attacks by transforming, boasts a heavy blunt attack leading to high rally potential. No matter their past, beasts are no more than beasts. Some choose this axe to play the part of executioner. So this extends, it's basically a handheld one-handed axe, and when you transform, it transforms into a very long-handled axe that you can hold with both hands. We're going to be going with this, the Saw Cleaver, which is, again, one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used in the hunting business. This saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, with its set of bloodletting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transform the beast. We're going to go with this one. And we're going to go equip that. Yeah, now we're cooking. We also accept another gift. The messengers offer you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are wielded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. You get a firearm in this game. That's how you know you're in a different era than the Dark Souls kind of medieval setting. So, I'm going to go with the Hunter Pistol just because it's well-rounded, but the Hunter Blunderbuss. A blunderbuss created at the workshop for the Hunter's line of work. Hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The impact of this highly effective weapon counters beast swift movements, and its wide spread is nigh on guaranteed to hit the mark. So this sends out a spray of pellets. That's what's going on here. It's really good for staggering enemies, especially other hunters. We are a hunter, if you did not know, and we are being thrown into this beast hunt that we know nothing about. We're going to go with the Hunter Pistol, and this is a pistol made at the workshop for hunters stalking beasts. Hunter firearms are specifically crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The pistol is a quicker draw than the blunderbuss, allowing for speedier response to attacks. We're going to go with that. There we go. Hunter Pistol. Yeah, overall, this game is a lot more simplified than Dark Souls. So if you're looking to get into a FromSoft game, as far as complexity of gear and materials, this is a good place to start. I will say that the combat, in my opinion, is much harder than Dark Souls. So, or at least reasonably harder than Dark Souls. A notebook received from the messengers. Leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in other worlds. This is a co-op online item, so you can leave messages like you could in Dark Souls. And you can't open the door to the workshop just yet. We also have these tombstones. We have tombstones everywhere, really. You can also talk to this happy little fellow. They're creepy looking, but they're actually kind of cute. You get used to them after a while. Trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. So we can learn a little bit here about our world. I think that's... yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's learn a little bit about the world here. This is a blood vial, and this is our healing item. Special blood used in administration restores HP. Once a patient has had their blood administered, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam, successive infusions recall the first and are all the more invigorating for it. No surprise that most Yharnamites are heavy users of blood. So we are actually in the town or city of Yharnam, but specifically we are starting in Yasefka's clinic within the city. So once a patient has had their blood administered, which we just did, that's what happened in that kind of fever dream in the beginning, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam, so Yharnam is known for their blood administration, successive infusions recall the first. So these blood vials are basically just sort of blood echoes, if you will, of the first administration. We can only carry 20 of these at a time, but you can collect them over and over, unlike Estus, where you have to go back to a bonfire and refresh. We can actually pick these up from enemies or corpses or just anywhere in the world that they are. Quicksilver bullets, special bullets used with hunter firearms. Ordinary bullets have no effect on beasts, and so quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood must be employed. The strength of quicksilver bullets depends greatly upon the wielder's blood tinge. For those of you that don't know, another term, quicksilver is another name for mercury, like the actual metal mercury. And quicksilver was actually a treatment, if I'm not mistaken, during the Victorian times. A lot of questionable treatments came out of that time period. You can carry 20 bullets at a time, so you got to be careful with how often you're firing your weapon there. You can also make, I believe it's increments of 5 kind of emergency backup bullets by taking your own blood, but your health goes down. And you can fill it back up with a blood vial, but if you're low on health and you make more bullets, you can accidentally kill yourself. So something to be wary of. A Molotov cocktail explodes in raging flames when thrown against an object, one of the oldest hunter tools available in the workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yharnam, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. Most beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. Flame is actually a pretty big deal in this game. It's very much seen to cleanse impurity, and we'll see what happens. Pebble. Small pebbles found throughout Yharnam can be thrown at foes. Quite thrilling. This is actually a really good way to get someone's attention. You can carry 10 Molotovs at a time, 20 eyeballs. Oh, excuse me, pebbles at a time. Had eyeballs on the brain because if you'll notice, the pebble looks like an eyeball, and we'll discuss that. We'll get there. We can also, if we had the money for it, we have no money right now, and by money I mean blood echoes. We can get the Yharnam Hunter Cap, which Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yharnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and has excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beasts. So this guy Ludwig, and we'll learn more about him too, first hunter of the Healing Church, which we'll also learn a lot about, was just recruiting random citizens of the city to serve as hunters. And this is, I guess, their standard uniform, and all the pieces have a similar description. So we're going to do that. Or rather, we're going to back out and look around a little bit more. This just enters into the workshop. There's another one over there. This is the insight shop. This bath appears linked to the nightmare, but there are no messengers. That's because we have no insight. And in fact, this game has been patched several times since its initial release. In the original version of the game, you needed 10 insight to even activate that bath, let alone buy from it. And if you ran out of if you went below 10 insight, they just went away. Where now it just takes 1 point of insight, I believe, to activate that bath, and you can still look at the items. Before, you couldn't even look at the items if you didn't have at least 10 insight. Back here, it's just kind of a little garden area, and there's also a stump messenger. The stump appears linked to the nightmare, but there are no messengers. I'm not sure what triggers this guy. I think it's lighting a lamp, but you'll notice it says linked to the nightmare, and we are in the hunter's dream. There's a lot going on in this game. We're in this surreal sort of world. We can also take a loop around here. And this is more tutorial stuff. We're playing offline, so. This gate is closed, and it will not open for a very, very long time. But anyway, we have stuff to take care of. We have that beast, we need to get our echoes back, and we're going to go to the Yarnum headstone and awaken at a selected location in Yarnum. We're going to go to the first floor sick room, which is where we woke up initially. We're going to get back into this nonsense. Oh man, this game. I'm so glad people requested it. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have recorded it again, because so many other people have done playthroughs and it's been a while since this game come out. But I'm glad. So we have our first lamp here. We can choose to return to the dream. We see these little messenger dudes are kind of like praying around this lamp. I hope I don't die to this guy. Oh, and he has our blood echoes. Something interesting about this game that's different from Dark Souls is you can kind of see his eyes glowing a little bit. Enemies can pick up your blood echoes in this game, and you can only get them back if you defeat the enemy, so you can't just run and pick them up like in Dark Souls, which is sometimes really annoying, but I think it's a cool dynamic. Hey, friend. Give me my echoes. Blood echoes retrieved, and we can search the corpse and get 3 blood vials. Yeah, boy. Just to kind of take a look at what's going on here. Got blood everywhere. We have some guys on the floor. That beast was eating away at him. It'll be a while before we pick up a torch, so I apologize if it's kind of hard to see. If it's hard to see for you, it's hard to see for me. This is a very dark game. Both metaphorically and visually. So we get some blood vials, so now we have 5 blood vials. We can open a door to the outside, leave the clinic. And yeah. Get used to some gloomy atmospheres. We cannot go this way yet. Close my device. We can open it later. Quicksilver bullets, so now we're maxed out on quicksilver bullets. We are now in Central Yarnum. And yes, it makes that kind of thriller noise every time you open up a new area, that da-na-na-na. So, get another blood vial. The more blood vials, the merrier, really. Let's see, we're gonna run into some of our first enemies here. We have a stagecoach and a half-rotted horse. Again, if you're not into, like, grotesque imagery, this is not the game for you. I keep reflexively wanting to put up a shield because I'm so used to Dark Souls. But, yeah, that's not how this game works, Joy. More blood vials. We're actually going to drop this ladder first. There we go. And then if we come back here, this guy's sleeping on the job. This game rewards being very proactive and aggressive. Another blood vial, and back here we get Molotov cocktails. And I'm actually going to... I'm not going to equip it yet. But this game has something called the regain system. And if an enemy attacks you, you have a brief window of time to attack it back and actually regain some of your health for every successive hit. So sometimes you can... You guys heard that, right? Yeah, something wicked this way comes. So you can actually get your health back if you're quick enough and you haven't been slammed down enough. Top hats and chained up coffins. Something is happening in Yarnum. And something you're probably already noticing is that you get covered in blood very quickly in this game. Oh man. This game is a wild ride. We can light our first lamp. The lamp now transports you back to the hunter's dream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. We want to look out for houses that have like this pink little lantern outside of it. These pink lanterns are actually incense burners. These people are burning incense outside their house, and we'll learn why. But first, let's talk to this guy who's... Hold on, let me be quiet. He's hacking up a storm. He's about to cough out a lung. What's up, buddy?
You must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
This place is cursed. You look like a hunter, but not one from around here.
Paleblood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnumites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
So we asked him about paleblood. Do you know anything about paleblood? Because that's what we're looking for one reason or another. And he says, I've never heard of it, but if you're looking for blood ministration, you go to the Healing Church. And he told us how to get to it.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnum, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood.
See if he has anything else.
That's it.
He also says we look like a hunter, but not one from around here, and that could be because we are wearing, here. A black hood. Hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beast. Perhaps its wearer had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness. Without memory, who will ever know? But specifically the foreign garb. He probably sees that we're wearing foreign garb. Clothing worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beast. Not typical clothing for Yarnum. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yarnum from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? So it's saying that we woke up with this, and we are a traveler that came to Yarnum from afar. The traveler. So maybe there's a legend about us. We have the sullied bandage. This is what I was referring to before. A bandage worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood ministration involving the transfusion of unknown blood. Not long after, the nightmare began. We have foreign trousers. It's kind of the same thing as the foreign garb. Without a memory, who will ever know? So... Man. We also have some creepy statues. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of detail in this game. And Central Yarnum is a very large area, so I'm actually going to cut it here, and I will meet you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. So excited to be doing Bloodborne, man.